Well, there's a lot of confusion when it comes to the new CDC guidelines about wearing masks. They say if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear one inside or out in most places. It's that last part that a lot of people aren't sure about. What if you're going into a restaurant or a store? Who decides, the person or the business? And to make things even more complicated, Oregon and Washington have different state guidelines. KGW's Bryant Clerkley is live this morning to break down what each state is doing. Good morning, Bryant.
Good morning, Brenda. Oregon Governor Kate Brown says the state will follow CDC guidelines, but they're still working to update the rules. And Washington Governor Jay Inslee says if you're fully vaccinated, then you can go maskless. Big stores like Costco, Walmart, and Trader Joe's put out statements that vaccinated customers are welcome to take off masks inside. But in Oregon, the indoor mask mandate is still in place when you go into a business until the state updates that. State epidemiologist Dean Seidlinger said the Oregon Health Authority will likely require businesses to check for proof of vaccination.
We would anticipate that an establishment, a business, will have to have a system in place for asking about vaccine status and verifying that.
Keeping up with the state guidelines in all the gray areas can be tough. People and business owners both say they need clarity.
That's kind of been a struggle throughout this whole quarantine time.
You know, everyone gets really excited and they want those things to happen effective immediately. And then we look like the bad guy. We look like we're not adopting this new, potentially wonderful rule.
Overall, cities and businesses can maintain those mask requirements, and most of the grocery store chains in the Portland metro area that we spoke to say they're going to keep the mask requirements for now. Back to you guys.
All right, Bryant, thank you. Local health authorities say if we don't go with vaccine passports, we may have to rely on an honor system where folks who aren't vaccinated do wear masks.
So we spoke with people around town about this. Some said they are worried about people who aren't vaccinated going maskless and blending in with the crowd. But we also spoke to a doctor at Oregon State University who said we should keep some perspective on this because in reality, people are already trusting and forced to trust each other every day in public.
So every time we get in the car and we get on the road with other drivers, we're trusting that they're not impaired or distracted. The research shows that when people are overwhelmed and when people are confused, they revert back to behaviors that they know and that feel safe.
Again, that was Dr. Huff with Oregon State University there. She also added that, at least in the short term, she thinks people are likely to keep wearing masks even if they don't have to.
All right, let's get to three things to know about COVID this morning. Number one, demand for vaccines at the Oregon Convention Center surged this weekend after lagging for a while. Lines snaked out the doors yesterday. It was the first weekend clinic since the state's approval of shots for 12 to 15-year-olds. By day's end, the state was expected to give nearly 7,200 doses of Pfizer. State officials estimate about 200,000 teens in Oregon have been added to the eligibility pool. Number two, an internet call center in Vancouver had to close because of a rampant COVID outbreak. The Spectrum Communications office has 29 confirmed cases, according to the health department. The first case was in mid-April. The most recent was Friday. Workers will have to isolate, and the business has to undergo a deep cleaning. The call center is also required to consult with labor and industries before reopening. And number three, over 350,000 people in Japan have joined a petition to cancel the Olympics and the Paralympics. A Japanese lawyer presented the petition to the Tokyo government last week, urging them to tell the International Olympic Committee to call off the games. He believes it'll take medical workers away from the front lines. Only 4.6% of the country has been vaccinated. Those are your three things to know.
More gun violence in Portland over the weekend. Two separate shootings yesterday morning, just an hour apart, leaving one person dead and another hurt. The first happened Sunday morning just before 7:30 in Old Town. A person was shot but is expected to be okay. Anyone with information on this shooting is asked to contact police. Then, about an hour later, a deadly shooting in North Portland. Officers were called to the area near Newman and Lombard around 8:30. When they got there, they found a person dead. Detectives arrested 25-year-old Shane Michael Fennell. They are charged with second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon. Right now, we don't know the name of the victim.
The first court battle over whether local governments can ban police from enforcing certain gun laws will play out this week in Oregon. Columbia County is one of many counties in the United States that's declaring itself a Second Amendment sanctuary. A ballot measure that was approved by voters last year prohibits local officials from enforcing most federal and state gun laws. This has been a divisive issue in Columbia County, and some people, including the group called Every Town for Gun Safety, are urging a judge to invalidate the ordinance.
Well, Oregonians who fell behind on their rent during the pandemic will now have 8 more months to pay it off. The Oregon House passed Senate Bill 282, which is designed to help renters. It's now headed to the governor's desk for signature. Right now, the grace period to pay off COVID-era back rent expires at the end of June. The bill gives tenants now through February 2022 to pay it off. It also says landlords who are worried about not being able to evict a tenant can't use that to deny future rental applications. Erin Meehan owes about $4,000 in back rent and says her landlord has been willing to work with her. She testified in support of the bill to help other tenants who aren't as fortunate.
People are scared and they're struggling, and they don't know what the next thing's going to be. They believe that they have help on the way, and I just want to make sure that that happens.
Several property managers have concerns over the bill, saying that in some cases it just prolongs evictions for tenants who aren't making any effort to pay off their back rent. They believe the bill should have required tenants to pay a little of their back rent every.
Now to an update on the data breach in the Centennial School District. That hack shut down the district's computer system for several weeks. Multiple sources now confirm to us data from the district has been posted on the dark web in a ransomware attack. However, experts say this seems to be a fairly minor attack that only released low-level data like invoices from activity trips. The district says it's working to figure out the scope of the problem and whether any of the lost data contains sensitive information. Experts say if there's any good news in all of this, it's that the stolen data will be hard to find on the dark web for the average person.
Before we jump over to the Weather Center, we do want to remind you about the work that's happening right now to improve the Max Blue Line. Chris McGinnis talked about this at the end of last week. So the final part of this Blue Line improvements project began over the weekend, and it will last through next Sunday. The blue, green, and red lines between Northeast 7th and the Gateway Transit Center, they'll all be disrupted for the coming week. Shuttle buses are helping people get around that area. Part of this project involves replacing old wooden rail ties with newer, longer-lasting ones made from concrete.